Hello everyone, welcome to our Friday session talking today about how to get B2B leads using social media ads, and today I'm joined by V. Hello V.
Hi Dale. Hi everyone.
How are you doing? I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Good.
So V is part of our PPC team at Exposure Ninja. V, perhaps you'd like to tell everybody about yourself and the role that you play within our campaigns?
Yeah, so I'm a PPC Ninja with Exposure Ninja for quite some time now. I deal with a lot of paid social, so Facebook, LinkedIn ads, Amazon, Google ads as well. But today we're going to talk about social media and how awesome it is.
Absolutely. In fact, it's one of our favorite ways of generating B2B leads. So yeah, it'd be great to know in the chat where everybody is watching us from today. We know we normally get a wide range of different places. I know that everybody on the East Coast of the US is just waking up. It's like 8 o'clock there. If you are joining us during your breakfast, hey, enjoy your breakfast. So let's see if anybody pops up here. If you are new today, so your first time watching, do make sure you hit subscribe down below as if you're watching us on YouTube, or hit follow if you're watching us on LinkedIn or Facebook. That way you'll get notified about future live streams, and we have one every Friday. We have one today where it's about a certain subject matter, such as an area of marketing like PPC or SEO, stuff like that. Whereas the other weeks we tend to do live website reviews. So you submit your website and we'll just explain exactly how to increase your traffic, your leads, and your sales live on stream. So if you're brave enough, do make sure you come to the live website reviews every other Friday. So we have somebody joining us from Spain. So hello to you. Nice to see you from Spain. I expect it's way warmer than it is over here, especially where I'm in Edinburgh. And also, if you like anything about what you learned today from either myself or V, make sure you do press like, whether you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. It really helps us to promote this video to more people, more business owners or marketing managers like yourselves. It's super, super useful. So please do hit that button. Cool. So again, to recap, we're talking about how to get B2B leads using social media ads. If you do have any questions you'd like to ask myself or V about social media ads or social PPC in general, or B2B lead generation, do leave those to the end. We'll have a Q&A session right at the end in the last 10 to 20 minutes or so, depending on how we get through this. There will be time, so do save those for the end and we will get to them. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how we've generated these kinds of results. So this is one of our clients' campaigns that's been going for quite a while. And we're going to show you exactly how we've led to the high level of results, how we've managed to increase efficiency of those social PPC ads as well. And V is definitely the best person to talk about that. We're going to cover two clients and their campaigns. The tips and the recommendations that you hear today are pretty much used on those, so you'll be able to see that these are real, that you can go away and implement much of what you hear today yourselves on your own website. So we're looking at min formations. We're also going to be looking at takeaway packaging as well. As one of my favorite clients. I absolutely love their website, designed by ourselves. Really, really proud of the work that our website development team have done there. Plus, the client themselves, really, really lovely people. They're doing some fantastic things there as well too. So before we get started in the tips and the tricks and the hacks and all those kind of lovely words you like to search for when searching for how to improve your social PPC ads, this is how an Exposure Ninja campaign begins. So it starts off with a free marketing review. If you're not aware, we do offer a free marketing review to anybody who submits their website through the form on our website. We'll have a look at your website, how it generates leads, sales, how it earns traffic, and then we'll put together a 15-minute video explaining how we can increase all of those. So how you might be able to use search engine optimization to increase your traffic from Google, how you might be able to use paid search ads to get more traffic from Google, paid social, which is the topic from today, or anything else that we can point out to you. And then we will be looking at website recommendations. So after a client comes to us, they get their website review, they decide to come with us, we then tackle website recommendations. So there's no point sending any of this paid social traffic if the website's not ready to convert any of it. So if we send thousands and thousands and thousands of people to the website and the conversion rate is 0.05, it's not going to be a profitable social campaign. We need that ROI to be up, up, up. So the conversion rate needs to go up, up, up. So we'll make those recommendations and get them started, start improving the website, and then we'll do competitor research. So competitor research with paid social involves going and doing things a little bit more manually, but with our general PPC campaigns, we'll use tools such as Semrush. So Semrush is a personal favorite of our team because you can do so many things with it, include like keyword research, keyword tracking if you need to do that too, but also a lot of advertising research or PPC research. In the screenshot, you can actually see that Semrush has gathered all of this data from Google search results, and it will show you exactly what kinds of ads your competitors are running. So we can see here that one of the competitors, Domain Formations, is running these ads, and this is the ad copy that they're using to this URL. And it's really great for just, instead of having to do all that manually, having it all in one place. We can also look at their display advertising as well. So this is another competitor of Mint Formations. It shows you their display advertising. So these have been picked up around the web and then showcased here in Semrush for you to see, okay, they're advertising on these pages. This is how frequently they're appearing. This is how long that campaign's been running for, stuff like that. It's a superb tool. And if you want to try it, you can do so for free by going to thankyoninjas.com. If you go to thankyoninjas.com, you'll be able to try Semrush for free for 30 days. You would just have to enter billing information, but you can cancel at the end of that period if you're not satisfied. But I'm sure V would agree with me, having used it for several years, that it is a superb tool. You'll probably want to keep it anyway. What do you think, V?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's one of the best tools out there. And I can't live without it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a superb tool. Okay, so after you do that competitor research, wherever that's through automation using Semrush or in manually checking social profiles, you then have to go to social media optimization. And social media optimization generally means to make sure the profiles are all sorted, that if we are getting traffic to those social pages, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere really, that they're well optimized for conversions as well. So they take people either to your website to convert, you've taken care of those conversion improvements in step 2, or to actually convert on your pages directly without having to go to the website at all. And V is going to cover that next. So I'm going to switch over, and V, if you would like to take it from here, I'm really excited to see what you've got to say.
Sure. Perfect. Well, as you mentioned a little bit before that, the main thing that we usually tend to do is competitor research. And that's just because we want to know what competitors are doing, and not just to kind of copy them or see how we can, improve stuff. Most of the times we just go to Semrush, Facebook Ads Library, and just ensure that we are much better than what we already have on the market. And obviously, if you don't know your competitors, it's going to be really, really hard to know how to place yourself on the market and get the customers to understand you and your service, products, or whichever you're getting out to them. So with all the different tools out there, it's really easy to see what they do, as you can see in these examples here. Another thing that we recommend doing, and we also tend to do quite often, is research our competitor social media profiles. I will mention a little bit after, sorry, about social media and how organic actually works really well with paid, and how important it is to keep a really, really good organic profile to help engage with your actual client base, existing one, and show your new client base that this is actually a good business and we are here for you, and you can see what we do. So after we research the competitor social media profile, we then go on to the strategizing part of things. So one of the most important things for us is to ensure that the call to action is great. So if you have a very good call to action, so if you have a really, really good offer, that means that your campaigns will most likely be successful. So you need to ensure that people know exactly what you want them to do when they land on your landing page, or when they see your ad, or when they just read the caption of your ad. So while we're doing all the competitor research, we kind of write up a strategy, again, not copying them, but making sure that we're better than them. So with the strategy, what another important thing would be to have enticing offer, and you know what that could be a percentage off, let's say, or a free trial. And free trials work really well, especially if you're a B2B offering a service to another business. They would want to get a taste of the goodness. They want to see how you're different from your competitors, how you're different from all the other businesses out there. I don't know, Dale, if you're going to agree with that. I think these are very important steps so that someone can actually see how they can benefit from you and what you can give them as a, not just the offer, but I guess a quality of service.
Absolutely. And I was just going to ask, who is that handsome devil in that last picture?
I don't know, I've seen him around on LinkedIn. I've seen him on Facebook. I don't know.
He seems to be everywhere I go. He's on, like, whenever on LinkedIn he's there, Facebook he's there, gets everywhere.
I know, right?
Weird.
We need to do a little bit of a research and see.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we have the tools for doing that. Maybe I can just plug this website into Semrush and have a look.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you. I agree with you about the enticing and attractive offering, pointing out your USPs, and you've got some great examples here of those USPs in action.
Yeah. So, for example, as you can see in the information here, we have 30% off custom designed website. Stuff like that will actually grab the attention of the people who are searching for service. And if you differ from your competitor, that could be the key selling point that makes someone convert and makes someone else a lead for your business. And I'm going to swiftly talk about what we do after that. So after all the strategy process is done and we have cleared everything with the client, and we've cleared everything in terms of CTAs, ad copies, and everything that we're going to be testing, we go to the actual campaign setup and testing phases and everything. And this is the fun part, although not many people think that. It's fun for me. And that's mainly because I am a little bit of a nerd. And I like testing and actually making data-driven decisions when it comes to our clients, when it comes to the campaigns that we run, because we want to bring the best results there are. So there are a few ad budget hacks that I'm going to talk about today, and also how to perform a testing phase in the best way. So for audience targeting, at the moment, with iOS 14, I don't know if everyone knows about it, but recently iOS announced some changes that really had an impact on the social media paid advertising community. So what we see mainly is that a lot of the changes had an impact on the actual audience and audience targeting and stuff like that, which is why I've chosen exactly audience testing for my first hack. What I want to stress on is when you create a test, it's good to have just one of the assets. So whether if you're testing, let's say, if you want to see which audience converts the best, have all your visuals and banners and all your ad copies and everything the same, and just test that audience that you want to test. Because if you have, let's say, different creative with your advertising, let's say dog food, and you have a nice Frenchie here and a lab on the other side, and then you're testing two different audiences, your test is not really going to be complete, and it's not really going to give you the data that you actually want to see for that audience. So the hack that I was talking about is when you create a test, do not use campaign budget optimization, because this is where your budget, Facebook will be like, okay, this ad set is going great. I'm just going to put all the budget there and everyone else will just be left out. So when you create a test, make sure that you're setting your campaigns on ad set level budgets. Also,
was that
just
ad set level, sorry.
Ad set level, yeah.
Ad set level, right.
Not
okay.
a campaign level, but ad set level.
Okay.
And yeah, and keep them the same. Otherwise, again, it's not going to be fair on the other ones. As we've done here. So what you
just one question there. Does the volume of people you're targeting count into this? Do you have to have like a high number of impressions to do this kind of level of testing, or can you do it even with a smaller audience?
This is the main reason that we want to test stuff, because sometimes we see that, okay, I'm reaching, let's say, 1 million people with this audience. So kind of your logical thinking would be, okay, this should work better, but not in all cases, and you'll see why. So my hacks are keep the budget and everything else same, test just one thing at a time, and just keep the learning phase and keep the testing phase about a few weeks at least, so you can actually get some results. Okay. And a good question before that, because as you can see here, so we have this audience, the non-resident one that reached a lot of people. It had a lot of impressions, but it only had 3 results. Therefore, yeah, reach, impressions, and potential reach and stuff don't always mean that your audience will be performing better. So that's one. After we decide which audience and what works best, we go for the creative part of testing, which again is very fun for me. Like I said before, make sure you test one thing. I'm going to probably repeat that one more time, just because we see quite a lot of mistakes when people are like, okay, yeah, this audience doesn't work for me, or this creative doesn't work for me. Yes, but have you tested it against something, against the same thing? You're testing, let's say, a creative with a different audience, like I said in the example with the dog food, to another creative, so it doesn't really make a good data-informed decision. So we create all different sorts of lovely banners, which are very nicely presenting what your offer is to other businesses, as well as enticing ad copies, as you can see in the examples here.
That's probably my favorite part of ads is the design bit, is the creative stage.
Yeah.
And so it's so much fun. It kind of allows me to be like a little Picasso. Kind of, I can pretend to be some of those like famous ad writers from like the 50s and 60s. It can be really, really artistic.
Yeah, I imagine myself like when I go through a design, just being this creative person, and I don't know why I always imagine that I have a mustache, like a mustache that I keep
or something.
Yeah, I don't. But after the creative test, we go for the analysis of your data, which some people find as a very interesting thing. I do, because I'm a very analytical person. But some people
that's where you get results, right?
Yeah, that's where you see where you get the results, and that's where you know what works for you, what can save you money but still get you the quality leads that you need, and how you can grow your business further when you invest into the particularly good things. So, analyzing your data, my main points, as you can see on the slide, are don't just look at one metric. So for example, you're concentrated on having a very low cost per click, and you see that your ad is getting ridiculously low cost per click. So you can think, oh, that's great, that works. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep on running this ad. But not really. As you can see in the example here, we have this ad set running, and we see, okay, so we got the most clicks, so people are interested in the ad. The copy or the audience, for example, is interested in this particular ad. Oh, the cost per click is great, it's like 9p, and the CTR, so the click-through rate, people click on the ad and everything is fine, and they're going to the site, and the cost per impression is really low. So yeah, we're doing great, but then looking into the bigger picture, which is the cost per result and the actual results that you get, you see that it's not that great, because you only had one person that bought out of those 303 that came to the website. And that you see that the cost per result was £27. And that's also not great. But then if we go down to the next one, where the CPC, so the cost per click, is a little bit higher, but then we had the most checkouts and the best cost per result. So going back to what I said previously, just look into what you can do best, but look into the bigger picture, and just don't concentrate on one thing that you can, I guess, optimize on.
So before we start looking at these organic social hacks, I just wanted to know if people in the chat just give me a Y or a no, or Y or an N, whether they're enjoying the stream today. It'd be good to know if you've learned something. If so, just hit that big, just drop a Y in the chat, that'd be great. If you are really enjoying the stream, just hit like as well, because this will help to make sure that more people see these videos and learn something as well. So you'd be really helping not only us to reach more people, but helping those business owners and marketing managers as well. And also, if you're new here, do hit subscribe, because we get these live streams going every Friday at 1 p.m. So you don't want to miss one, hit subscribe. Back over to you, V.
In the beginning of my presentation, I said that I will mention why organic social and paid social kind of work really well together, and I guess go hand by hand. So the reason for me mentioning that, and why I've optimized all your brand channels and profiles, and take advantage of actual social media. So take advantage of Instagram, be active on LinkedIn, be active on Facebook, Twitter, even YouTube. You know, video content is amazing. So first of all, you establish brand trust. People see you, they see what you do, they see how you interact with your potential or new or existing customers, and it does create social proof that, you know, you're there, you're established, and there's nothing, I guess, dodgy about you, and there's nothing that they should be worried about before they go to the next step. So showing your potential leads that you're active and engaged is good.
There's nothing that turns me off a business faster than checking their social and seeing that there's nothing happening, that the last tweet was 2019, the last Facebook update was 2018. That, yeah, I'm switching off straight away, looking for somebody else.
So you don't have to be in all the social channels, but you need to potentially know where your client base is and where your customers would be. So there are people who don't like to use Instagram and Facebook. They prefer to go on Twitter, for example, or they would stay in LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the new kind of professional Facebook. And you know, you just need to know your customer, and you need to know who you're targeting. You can't be liked by everyone. So just have this, if you're a niche business, for example, and you know that all your customers hang out on Twitter, just make sure that your Twitter presence is on point. And And when in here you can see choose the best CTA. CTA buttons are not only important for your paid social presence and advertising, they're also important for the organic social stuff. So as you can see in the examples here, you can put a lot of different call to action buttons. So you have your Instagram profile, for example, or your Facebook, and you want people to directly contact you, then ensure that you've put a contact us button so that they know that they land on your Instagram feed or your Facebook page or your LinkedIn. They scroll, they see that you're awesome, and then they just go and click contact us and directly go to it. So that's something that you're not missing out on. Or you have products, review shop, done, you're there, and they don't have to go, for example, to get out of Instagram, go on Google, start searching for you. It kind of increases the possibility that this customer might be lost.
Yeah, the fewer steps, the better when it comes to getting somebody from your social profile to actually buy something from you. I mean, that's why a lot of e-com stores are now having like that shop on their Instagram profile as well, making it as easy as possible for people to just go, do you know what, that looks great, I'm gonna get that right now, and then just can check out immediately.
Absolutely. Another hack that is actually very basic, but it does help quite a lot, is the links in bio and the actual bio of the profile. In this case, it's Instagram, but that's very, very important because on there you can just tell your customers who you are, like in a few words, because you have about 150 characters, I think it was. So you tell them who you are, what you do, why they should contact you, and then bam, you put a link in your bio, which you can change. So let's say you decided it's November and you want to do something for Black Friday. You have a special link that you want them to follow, place it on your bio, and then have a nice post about it. Organically, you'll get someone from your following or someone else who found you to just click that and go straight to what you want them to do.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the marketer in me, but I often will click on an ad on Instagram, go to the profile, and just follow the page. Not because I want anything in the ad itself. I'm just really curious to see what the page is doing, what the business is doing. You know, I might not want, let's say it's a chocolate company, I might not want that specific chocolate right now, but I like the look of it. I might, next time Easter comes around, think, oh, at least I'm still following that page. I can go back and I can buy it later on. So making it as easy as possible to follow pages or get onto their website or just kind of come into your marketing system in some way is as crucial as you say.
Yeah, it's just there for a reason, and people really need to take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
And the last bit, the very obvious bit of to increase your B2B lead is to generate lead ads from social media. And they're great. As we mentioned about 2 minutes ago, keeping and making it easy for a person to complete a certain action that you want them to complete. Let's say you need them to fill in a form. Well, if you have a lead ad, let's say on LinkedIn or on Facebook, they just need to click on sign up, let's say, fill in their details, press send, and there it is. They don't even have to go to your website. They don't have to do anything extra. So you're making it easy for your potential customer to get in touch with you, and you're making it easy for your overall customer journey. And actually on Warestream, I read a few days ago that especially LinkedIn social ads have about 13.5% conversion rate, which is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it's really, really good. And people definitely need to take advantage of this. To be honest, I go and look for ads all the time. I just want to see what other people are doing, get inspiration, and I don't see enough of them. So get on them.
Yeah, something I can share on my screen a little later is like you have the ad library as well. In fact, I think we can actually go back to some of the slides. Let me just very quickly, I'll just go back to the ad library example and show people what they can see. So I'll just swap back over. V, you keep your screen where it is and I'll just show people. So this is the competitor research stage. These screenshots are from the ad library. So this is where Facebook and a couple of the networks have opened up transparency in which you can see which companies are running which type of ads, and you can kind of do a bit of a check on them. If I just change it to this bigger version, you can see, so this is a competitor to our client, Takeaway Packaging. Biopack, they offer a very similar product, and through the ad library we can see exactly. Let me just turn off that banner because it's blocking the top right hand corner. Okay, you can see when it's been running from. So on the top left hand side, you can see that it's been running from May the 17th. That it's currently running on Facebook, Instagram. I believe that's the audience network as well. I can't quite recall that third one there. And Messenger as well. You can see exactly where it's running, what it looks like, all within ad library, and it's all completely free. So when you are doing that competitor research stage, all that information is out there for you, and you can use it to influence your own ads and say, okay, well, if that's what they're offering, I'm going to offer something even better than that. I'm going to match their offer plus 10% or something like that. You can add your USP on there. You can take their USP and make it 10 times better. So yeah, ad library. If you just search Facebook ad library, LinkedIn has one as well. Although last time I checked, it doesn't work very well. There are a few others, but the Facebook one definitely works incredibly well. I'm quite sure, V, that Twitter has one too. They have a transparency ad thing. I haven't used it in a little while though.
I think all the platforms nowadays have it. And it's good because not because you can spy on your competitors and make your ads and offer better.
Benefit
but yeah, it's good to see what other businesses do, and it's good to get inspiration. There's space for everyone. So yeah, absolutely. Like I said, lead ads are great. Use them and just make sure that that is out there for a reason. And absolutely. The results that we can achieve for different businesses are, I don't know, not only great, but they're limitless. Having the right ideas and doing enough testing and making, like I said about 1,000 times today, data-driven decisions actually can get you on top of everything, on top of all the channels that you can be, and just get you those leads that will turn into actual customers.
Yeah. No, that's been great. Some really useful stuff in there. So again, just a bit of a recap. It all comes down to being prepared, like knowing what your audience wants, examining what your competitors are doing, but also doing plenty of testing. So don't just settle with like, oh, I've put some ads live, they're not performing, oh, I give up, I'm going to go and try something else. There's got to be something you can do to improve things, whether that's the ads themselves, the copy in the ad, the creative, or actually like the website side of things. Does your website landing pages, the URL that you're sending people, are they well designed for converting? Because if you're sending thousands of people to it and it converts to 0%, then you're never going to pay off the ads that you're paying for in the first place. So I'm just going to show you just swap over and show you the kind of the next steps. So if you are thinking about your PPC campaign or how you're gaining traffic to your website, whether that's through organic means, so using organic search, organic social, or via PPC, search ads or social, what you can do is request a free marketing review. So you can go to our website, exposureninja.com/review, request a marketing review. We can not only review your existing social ad campaign, we'll look, or whatever ads you're running in actual fact, we'll look at your website as a whole, give you a holistic review of how you can increase your leads, how you can increase your traffic, and so on. The next best thing you can do is to request a free marketing review. Because there's so much information that can be gained through that. It's a 15-minute video recorded by our marketing consultant. So just request a review. They'll go through everything, all the information that you provide them, and tell you exactly what you can do next. You can action it yourself, or you can speak to our team, and we'll help you to implement that during one of our campaigns. And the third best thing you can do is a free marketing review. So again, go to exposureninja.com/review, and our marketing team, our marketing consultants, will be able to help you with your website and reach your revenue goals. So we've got some questions and answers. If you do have any, please drop them in the chat now. It doesn't matter if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We're going to see them here. But I've had a couple of submitted already that I can cover. Let me just go back to there. So yeah, V, well, the first questions that came through was which network, in your opinion, is the best for B2B lead generation?
They're all the best. They're all great. I think if used right, they can all be beneficial. It actually depends on your business. So let's say you're a wholesale person who wants to contact other businesses and sell bed sheets, let's say. Maybe Pinterest will be great for you. Pinterest is actually a very, very good platform, and it's becoming more and more popular. So that's a great platform. You also have Twitter, which is very good for webinars. Let's say you want some business webinars and stuff. Many people are there. LinkedIn, again, is amazing. Like I said, it's a very interesting question. It's hard, but it really depends where your audience is, how you can target the people. Can you target the right people? And yeah, so it does depend. But if you need any more help with that, you can request a review and I'll tell you. You
absolutely can. So just interestingly, I saw earlier that Pinterest are going to be starting their own live streaming. Be curious to know how that goes. It seems like as soon as one network develops something, the other networks have to do the same. So I don't know if Pinterest are doing stories yet. If they're not yet, they probably will, because every network has them. And yeah, live streaming too. I'd be really curious to see how that works out for them. It's not the kind of network I would first consider going to for live streaming. But as you were saying, there's a very specific audience that uses Pinterest. So if you are trying to reach people about something that matches that target audience, it might actually be the best place to be. If your audience is there and not on LinkedIn, LinkedIn Live, LinkedIn streaming is not the place for you. So yeah, there's a network for everyone. It's all a case of doing your research beforehand to know where that is. And don't get me wrong, you can do all the research in the world. Sometimes it's better to just test, as you say, and get that data. Run a couple of different networks all at the same time, or run them one after the other, see which one gives you the best ROI, and then dedicate all of your campaign time and resources to that instead. Yeah, absolutely. Which network do you prefer to spend actually like playing around with ads on?
All of them. I mean, really, I'm not just saying that. I don't think I have a favorite one. I'm kind of a bit on, let's say, I'm starting not to be very keen on Facebook because of the recent changes that they made, but it's a challenge accepted because I want to make everything work. So result-oriented person, what can I say?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So earlier on, you mentioned the iOS 14 changes, and that Facebook have been making changes. If you're not aware, there's a whole bunch of changes coming along that resolve around privacy and how you're tracked, how cookies can follow you around the net, that kind of stuff. Apple are doing big things. Facebook are making changes. There's a whole lot going on that every business, every marketing manager needs to be aware of. And if you don't know just yet, you can tune in, I think, in the next week or so, and we're going to have a new video in which, V, I believe you're a part of, speaking with Tim about iOS 14. Is that right?
No, that would be
sorry.
the awesome ninjas and Lenka.
That's the thing, we've got so many fantastic PPC ninjas that it's kind of hard to remember everyone. But yeah, there's a video coming up soon, and I'm thinking about doing a live stream as well, maybe just to talk about that. Depends on our schedule and things. But yeah, it's really, really important to stay tuned to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and you'll be notified when that video goes live. It shouldn't be too long from now, in advance of these changes as well. So another question we have is, do I need to do organic social too, or is paid social enough?
I think I answered this in the presentation, but yes, you need to do organic social too. Paid social is simply getting some people to either your website or your page or whatever you want them to go. But if they don't see that social proof that I mentioned a little bit before, it's really vital for you to know that, you know, for your customers actually to know that you're there, you're real, you're not just after the money. And just to give them some sort of, I guess, reassurance, and so they can see your potential, your key selling points, your services, everything.
Yeah, I just got to point out that we have another question that's just come through, which is from All Tech Plus on YouTube. They're asking, I have a Facebook pixel installed on some sites. Even if I'm not doing any advertising, does that capture data that Facebook can use from my visitors that perhaps they can get organically or through click-through from on their Facebook pages? So if they're capturing data through the pixel, can they still get access to that data even if they're not running ads?
Yeah, you can build audiences and everything with your pixel. So yeah, you can access it.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that answers that. But if you do have any more questions, All Tech Plus, I don't actually know what your name is, your real name is. If you do have any more questions, you can always reach out to us by email. So you can go to the website, use the contact form, and we will get redirected to the PPC ninjas, our PPC specialists. They'll be able to help you out with any further questions that you have. Cool. A few more questions I've got coming through. Another one is, how much budget is needed for a successful B2B paid social campaign? Big question.
Yeah, very good question. And the answer is that it really depends on the field of the competition, of the actual target. So what your target market is. Are you advertising in what location are you advertising in, and the demographic, targeting, everything kind of really depends. So for more niche services, let's say products, it could go both ways. So if the, let's say, consumer intent is high and people are ready to buy because you have an amazing product that no one else has, then it could be cheaper, but it could be more expensive because not many people will know about it. So it's a very, it's a very difficult question, but very interesting one. But what we tend to do at the end is to take everything into consideration. So all the competition, the regular cost per click, sorry, cost per clicks for different locations, for different services and everything, and then kind of gather all the data together and see what we can offer, or suggest actually as a perfect budget, let's say, so that it works in terms of ROI for a business.
Yeah, I would definitely say there's no one size fits all when it comes to budget. Very, as you say, it's very much dependent on how desirable your product is, how many people you are competing against as well, because Yeah, it can be quite a complicated answer, but I would say that's, I don't know, a couple of thousand a month is probably necessary to really test as much as you can and get the campaign running. Because I believe, is this correct, where you have to really set the campaign in motion and let it kind of test as much as possible before you then start to be able to do the tweaks that get you that ROI? Like, it's not like, oh, drop the campaign, get it started running, and it's perfect from the get-go. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. You need ideally a couple of months to test everything possible, and then to kind of know that, okay, this works, so I'm going to kind of start optimizing it better. But yeah,
it's kind of the same in for many networks or very many traffic sources, traffic channels, like with organic search, so SEO, search engine optimization, which is my speciality. It's one of the best networks you can possibly get. I mean, I think the best approach is to have a mix and you use everything. But a great thing about search is that you get like constant, like high intent. People know exactly what they're searching for, but it takes time. Like you put the wheels in motion for SEO, you get it started today. It might not start pulling through the traffic that you need for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But when you have got all that work done, when Google starts to take notice and say, oh, this website deserves to be improved in the ranking, it starts to deliver that ROI. So it's a bit of a delayed ROI, but the ROI is super, super high. And it's the same for what I've seen in our paid search campaigns, is that it takes a little bit of time to just test everything, find out what's best for your business and what's best for your audience. But when it does, the ROI just gets better and better and better.
absolutely.
So a couple more questions come through as well. Thank you very much, Rajislava, for the nice message. So another question we have here was how to know what's working well and what's not. So what do we continue with? What do we stop?
Yeah. Well, it's all about optimization, testing, and like I said, looking at the bigger picture. So sometimes even results like a cost per result can be misleading, because, for example, if you have an ad, a lead ad, let's say, that's not well optimized, but you still get the leads. So your cost per lead will be low. Your actual conversion rate will be high, which is great. However, the leads are not good quality, not good. So kind of looking into the bigger picture, so seeing where people are coming from, which audience works, which visual works, what you need to invest in more, how to get the quality leads. So if you get unqualified leads, and that means you need to tweak something into targeting, or maybe the placement, or maybe even the channel. Yeah, it's an interesting question, but it really depends on what on how you can say what works best. What works best is when your return on investment or return on ad spend is great. It's high, and you see that, okay, so I spent £20,000, but I got 100,000 in return. If you got 1,000, then that's a bad thing.
Yeah. One thing was, yeah. Okay, cool. That's well covered. I think one thing that's really kind of gives us a bit of an edge with any of our PPC or pretty much anything that we do is that we've got experience across a lot of different campaign types. So at any one time, we normally have anywhere from like 60 to 100 like campaigns running at the same time for SEO or content marketing, PPC, and what have you. Having all of that knowledge is great for when you approach a new campaign, whether that's taking on the management of a paid social campaign that's already been running or setting up a new one. You've got loads of ideas and experience that influences the decisions you make today. So you can say, right, in my experience, this works great, and these are the 20 other ideas I have to develop this campaign and test. You can test this and test that and test that, which is difficult to do when you're managing it for yourself, and you might only have the experience of running that campaign yourself. It might be the first campaign you set up. You can do that testing. It just takes a long time to gain that knowledge. So again, another benefit of speaking to our PPC team. And if you do want a PPC team or a marketing consultant to take a look at your website, go to exposureninja.com/review, and you can request a PPC review or marketing review. Another question regarding our Semrush 30-day free trial still available. It is indeed. In fact, I have exactly the right thing to put on the screen to show you. Here, right. So go to thankyouninjas.com and you'll be redirected to the sign-up page for Semrush, and you'll be able to get that free trial. Again, I think you have to enter your billing details. If you decide not to continue with it after that 30-day period, you can just cancel it. But it's a unique offer for us. I don't think there are very many YouTube channels or marketing agencies or anyone that has a 30-day free trial. They might give you a discount. I think that's actually unique to us. So yeah, give it a try. Nothing to lose. Probably the best tool you can use for all the levels of research and stuff that you can do as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, superb tool. Cool. So we do have a couple of more questions. I've got another one here. So what do we think about LinkedIn ads for B2B or B2B?
We love them.
We do indeed.
Yeah, we love B2B ads. I mean, LinkedIn ads for B2B. LinkedIn is a great platform. It not only gives you the opportunity to target the exact people in terms of profiles, their job titles, their companies even. Yes, it's a bit more pricey than, let's say, Facebook, but the people that you're going to reach there, especially if you're a business that needs to get to, the right people, it will be there. That's your destination.
Yeah, I would say like with Facebook, let's say you've got 10 people in a room and you're trying to say, hey, I want to sell my B2B thing to you. 9 of them might say, I don't own a business, or I'm not looking. Whereas with a LinkedIn, it's like 10 people who are all our business managers or who are business owners, marketing managers. You can be very specific about, you can be really quite specific on Facebook as well. But because it's a professional network, LinkedIn is great. You really narrow down your focus. You pay a little bit more, but you're more likely to get the kind of lead that you're after. So that's why we use it for a lot of our B2B clients as well, including ourselves. We use it to advertise Exposure Ninja and our free review. So this thing up there, exposureninja.com/review. Like a parrot, I can only say one thing. Whilst I'm parroting away, if you enjoyed the stream today, make sure you do hit like wherever you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. It really helps to show this live stream to more people, which is super helpful for them and also us as well. So, great question we've got here. How to create good creative on a budget?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, start twirling your long mustache, your downy mustache.
That's my imaginative mustache. Well, there are different tools. I would personally, my favorite one is Canva, because it's easy to use. You have different templates that you can. Canva, love for you, Canva.
I love Canva. I'm a Canva addict. I'm in there every day, and I don't even do creative for ads. I just can't stop myself.
Yeah, I mean it's great for your personal and like organic kind of presence. So there are many ways, Canva being one of them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Canva. All of the slides that you've seen today, they're all from Canva. Everything that I do personally is from Canva. Big fan, and I'm not being paid to say that. Although if they want to reach out, I'm sure we can figure out something. Happily become an ambassador for them, free, paid, whatever. But yeah, I think it really is truly a great tool, because you can use some kind of presets that are already in there, templates. But another great thing for that is that it is really easy for anybody to just drop in there and start from scratch. So you don't have to learn how to use a complicated tool like any of the Adobe tools, for example. But what you can do is you can go into Facebook Ads Library, for example, look at your competitors, look at what kind of ads they're doing, and almost copy them, but then add your style to it, add your tone of voice, add your branding, stuff like that. So you don't have to start entirely from scratch. Like with any of your ads, look at what other people are doing, look at what's working in your industry. Sometimes, personally, I love to follow like designers on Instagram, see what they're doing and see how I can kind of leech off that, take some inspiration from there and add it into ad creative or into like organic creative for our social media. You know, there's lots of places you can draw inspiration from, and Canva is probably the simplest way of creating those things. It's completely free. You can pay for Pro, and you get like free use of images and like clip art kind of stuff. If you're old enough to remember clip art is still a thing. I'm not sure, I have no idea. Yeah, great tool. Cool. So we're coming up to like the last few minutes. So we've got another couple of questions. One I've got here is what are some common social media ad mistakes? So what are people getting wrong, V?
Very good question, first of all. So I think a few of the main bits that people get a bit wrong is not having a strategy. So actually just doing chaotic targeting, or just, okay, I'm just gonna try this thing out now and not knowing exactly what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try it out. So that means you're just gonna spend a bunch of money, and most of the time it's not really gonna do you any good. I guess not knowing your target audience is another one. So I've seen people who target a very broad audiences, like 13-65+ year olds. So basically the whole, I don't know,
world.
Yeah, the whole world. And no, that doesn't work. Again, you're just gonna spend a bunch of money and it's not gonna bring you anything. So just if I can give let's say an advice, that will be create a strategy and start a little bit smaller, and then start expanding to see what you can do, who else you can reach, but ensure that you have your target customer in mind. So who you're targeting, where are they going to be? Are they going to be, let's say, on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, like we spoke? What else are they going to look for? Are they going to be, I don't know, looking for a service, or all these sort of things. And also another mistake that I just thought of was a landing page or a website that is just confusing and really not of great quality, because you all probably know that, well, PPCs or paid social main job is to reach the right people and bring them to a certain destination. And if that destination doesn't really sit well with them or doesn't look presentable enough, chances that they're going to convert are not great. So ensure that your landing pages or your website or whatever you're bringing your customer to are nicely done. They're to the point, and you kind of present your message and you know what people actually need to do. So when I go to a website and I don't know what I have to do, even if I've seen the ad, I'm just going to bounce off.
Yeah, that's really important, that the page that they land on matches the ad. Like if you're advertising one thing and your page says another thing, that people are just going to go, well, that's not what I signed up for, that's not what I was interested in. Completely. And another way you can kind of see if your pages are performing well is to use something like hotjar.com. So it's a tool that you add on into like the code, and if you need help with that, you can speak to your developer, they'll be able to add it in. But it essentially just tracks people as they visit your website, sees how much of a page they read, sees which kind of links that they click, and that'll tell you whether your landing page is actually working or not. And I think it starts with a free plan. There's a paid plan as well. It might be like a freemium model. I'd highly recommend doing that. And another thing to make sure that your landing pages are working well or well optimized for conversions is to speak to the leads you've already got. So speak to your leads, speak to your customers, and ask them, what are your challenges, what are the problems you're going through, and then make sure that your pages speak to those challenges. So if they're having a problem, B2B, their problem with managing desk space, for example, like they run an office and they need to make sure that people are separated at the moment, your landing page for the desk management software should speak to that problem. Like, are you having problems with managing your team during COVID and need to make bookings easy? You're only going to really know that through speaking. Everybody knows that's happening right now, but you might only know your leads or your target audience's problems by speaking to them directly. You may think it's very likely that you do, but the best person for that research is definitely your existing customers or leads. Right, V, that's us. That's us. We've been in for an hour. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our fantastic audience today?
Just to not forget to request your marketing review.
Yes, there or here.
Yeah, somewhere.
And if anybody wants to reach you, or is there anywhere they can reach you, like your email, social media, if you're happy for them to do so?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there. You can reach me on email. I'm V Bonowska on LinkedIn. So yeah, anything I can do, I'm here for you.
Fantastic. And say for myself, you can reach me on LinkedIn. I'm also findable on Twitter as @DaleDavies_me. You can reach me with any questions or questions by email at dale@exposureninja.com. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to hit like wherever you're on YouTube, on Instagram, LinkedIn or Facebook. It really helps us to reach more people. Really appreciate you coming along, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've already done that, you can just hit share this with somebody who needs to see it. Great. Thanks everyone for coming along. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.